Alright guys, so the RC hobby is heaps of fun, but it can be pretty expensive. That's why this Ultra RC video is going to be 10 RC projects you can do for under $100. Let's do it. Alright, so the first RC project that's under $100 is an Orlandoo Hunter. These little Orlandoo Hunters are little cell phone sized rock crawlers. They are complete kit, so you have to build them completely. It'll keep you entertained for ages, and they are under $100. You can see I've got two of them here on this awesome Lazy Susan that I just made. Ta-da! So they're super awesome, and the fun thing is you can do it inside when it's raining. You have a small track, you can set it up, you can make your own bodies, and all the parts are super cheap. They are definitely a cheap, fun RC project. Let's move on to the second awesome RC project, which is RC Airboat. This here is an RC Airboat. I just made a video on this if you want to check it out. But this is pretty much the cheapest thing you can do in the RC hobby to have lots of fun. So the reason this is so cheap, and I've gone through this before, is because you don't have a chassis, you just got a bit of foam. And a bit of foam's pretty cheap, and you just got a bit of propulsion. It's super reliable, super fun, you can go pretty fast, and it's just a good thing you can do. But another thing you can do in this RC hobby, sort of the same one here, is you can make a fan-powered car. So you just have a fan on a little trolley, just get some wheels, roll around, make a rudder with a little cheap servo, and hey presto, you're going to have a lot of fun with an air-powered boat or car or something like that. Alright guys, so the third RC project is 3D printing a remote control plane like this. This plane cost me $10 in filament. It took quite a while, like 2 days to print. And hey presto, you got a remote control plane. Chuck in some electronics and that's a very cheap RC project. Now, the fourth RC project is a simulator. Simulators, there's lots of them out there and they're pretty cheap. All you need is a cable like this to connect to your remote. Plugged into the computer and you can practice, you can learn to fly, you can have some fun on some games and things, and get your skills up before you actually commit to a real remote control plane and throw it around. Now, this is a very cheap option you can do in the RC hobby and it's lots of fun. Alright guys, so the fifth RC project is getting a balsa wood kit. Like this rare bird kit here, or this Capricorn kit here. This is a balsa kit, so you have to glue it and build it up yourself, which is pretty fun. And it looks something like this when you're done, right? This is the rare bird. Balsa kit, so you cover it in tissue paper with dope and it shrinks around it and you got a glider, right? But then you can make it a remote control, bit of a glider. So I got two servos in here, and you can throw it off a hill and glide down. This is a very cheap thing you can do in the RC hobby. Now this doesn't include the price of the remote because the remote's a pretty expensive thing. But besides that, this is definitely under $100 and a fun RC project you can do yourself. So the sixth awesome RC project is an FPV kit. So FPV is super fun. FPV stands for first person view. So you have your goggles that you can put on your head, and you can see in pretty much real time what the camera is seeing. So you have a little camera and a transmitter, and it sends the signal to your goggles, and you can stick this on anything you want. So this is a little pod from a drone here. You've got the camera on the front, the VTX on the back, and it sends the signal to the goggles. I can stick this on my little Orlandoo, on a remote control plane, on a boat, on my STX-10, on a digger, on anything remote control, even your friend's head. You know, you can stick it anywhere, you can have some fun. You can stick it on your, you know, there's so many options there, and it's under $100. These goggles are pretty cheap. The Fat Shark ones are better, but hey, these are cheap and definitely under $100. That's a cool project. Alright guys, so the 7th RC project is a Tonka Truck conversion. Now I've done lots of these before. This is the most recent one. It's not working right now, but it's a Tonka Truck, right? You know, a digger, but I've converted it to be a fire truck. There's an awesome video on this if you want to check it out. Well, I've got a pump here and a little Coke can with some water in it, and it squirts the water out. I used to have a pan and tilt, but I use that for the FPV camera. Anyway, it could squirt water. It's pretty awesome. I'll show you some clips now. But you can see that this is a very cheap project. You can do yourself, have a bit of fun with the hot glue and just creative ways of sticking stuff together. And I've done quite a few of these before. We can get the diggers, the Tonka trucks, and make them remote control. So you have to convert it, you have to think about, should I make it front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, should I make it steer, should I make it skid steer, you know? And there's another one here. This one was actually remote control already, but I'm upgrading it to be a hobby grade because it was pretty crappy before. I'm going to put some proper actuators in so it can lift big weight instead of just sort of bugger all. Alright guys, so the 8th RC project is making a little hovercraft like this. You get one of those little drones, they're super cheap, you chop it in half, stick 2 of the fans pointing backwards, 2 pointing down, get a bit of balsa wood, glue it up together, and then put a bag on the bottom, and you've got a little hovercraft. An awesome video on these, so definitely check that out. But these are a good option if you want to have some fun in the RC hobby, and definitely very cheap. So, alright guys, so the 9th under $100 RC project is these Vapours. This is the cheapest Horizon Hobby RC plane because it is super small and super light, but it is just as fun and very cheap. Because these are so small, they go very slow, and you can use them at your house, above your roof, or just out in your garden. Because they're so small, they need a very small space, but they're just as fun, and it's a good option, you know? I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but they're very fun, and very cheap, so it's on this list. Alright guys, so the 10th RC project isn't really a specific thing. I just want to say, I went to a garage sale the other day, and I got a Tamiya TA02 chassis, I think. And this was like $5. It's a whole remote control car, right? For $5. That's a good, if you want to have some fun, look around for second-hand stuff because, I mean, that's a great deal. Just the servo and the motor's, you know, worth that much, so. You know, that's pretty cool, right? And the other thing I wanted to point out is getting a runcam or something like this. Just a little runcam like this. This is $100 exactly, and you can stick it on anything you want, and you get some cool footage. I thought that was a fun thing that I was into. Another thing you can do is get some storage, you know, some shelves like I've got here with lots of stuff in it. You can, there's lots of other things, make some screwdriver racks, some shelves, or get some boxes like this to put stuff in. Alright guys, thanks for watching this awesome Ultra RC video. This was my top 10 awesome under $100 RC projects. They're all heaps of fun. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe because there's going to be, I've got way more ideas, you know, there's going to be more videos and stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss them. And there's a comment section down below for a reason, so definitely use that like it's, just use it. And So let's move on to the 8th RC project, which is a runcam. Alright, so the 8th RC project is getting a little camera that you can stick on. That's pretty crappy, isn't it? Anyway, that's the 8th RC